we've got a stacked lineup. We're talking Jayson Tatum's return to the Celtics. They just beat the Cavs. They beat the Mavericks over the weekend. JT has been playing very well for the fact that he hasn't played basketball in almost a year. We talk about the Cavs and their defensive situation with Donovan Mitchell and with James Harden. We ask if LeBron and the Lakers are headed for a divorce, and if the Lakers right now, as presently constituted, are better without LeBron James. KD has some very interesting thoughts on Luka, and we celebrate Bam Adebayo, who joins D-Wade as the second Miami Heat player to score 10K points. All of that on the show coming up next. Make sure that you're subscribing to everything that we do on the crossover on Spotify, on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe here too so we can get these numbers up, push the algorithm to have more people enjoy the crossover. Also on locally, if you're watching us here on channel 18 or 18.6 WDFL, thank you for watching us. And with all that said, let's start the show. KD, probably one of the most impressive comebacks we've seen from an Achilles injury in a while. Jayson Tatum has played 2 games since we've last recorded our show on Thursday. They played the Mavericks on Friday in a W, and then the Cavs, who you like coming out of the East, they played the Cavs yesterday on Sunday. Got dubs in both games. JT on Friday night has damn near a triple-double, 15, 12, and 7 in his first game back in 10 months after an Achilles surgery. And then Sunday helps the Celtics beat the surging Cavs and has a 20-point game there as well.
Yeah, man.
Your thoughts on JT, not only how he's played, but the 10 months that he's been rehabbing, what that finally means for him playing.
It says a lot about him. Too often we question him, his game, his accolades, his impact, his aura, his swag, his confidence, his communication. But the bottom line is this kid has been one of the top 7 to top 10, top 5 to top 10 players in the NBA for at least 5 of his seasons.
Right.
So it's just great to see. It's a testament to his work ethic and his discipline to be able to put himself in a position like that, to be off that amount of time and to be able to come in and produce and perform at that level. I tip my hat to Jayson Tatum. Here's what I thought would happen in this situation, right? Because he'll be on a minute restriction. He came in and he fit in with the team. But by him fitting in, he stands out because he's just that talented. And it's a real testament to him. And I think the Celtics are even more dangerous with him on their team, especially if he can stay healthy. Now, I do think adrenaline had a lot to do with that. So once his body kind of settles, right, he'll go through some little bruises in that part and trying to get back. But look, man, Jayson Tatum on the Celtics right now with the way they're playing as a team is scary in the East.
And I do want to get to the Celtics' future, but I do want to talk about the last couple of games here with Jayson Tatum. And there was a couple of moments where the rust showed a little bit. There was one where he went up for the dunk, didn't get it. That was a front rimmed.
Yeah, he did it like a Grant Hill drink Sprite commercial type thing. Right?
For the OGs.
It was an impressive move because the hezzo, right? The setup, the hezzo, the big cross to get there with the angle to get to his launching pad. It's just once he gets his legs back under him and he gets more comfortable, it's going to be scary.
It was a lot of movements for somebody who had just gotten back to playing basketball again.
Absolutely. And it had to probably be scary for Celtics fans and Celtics staff.
They're like,
yep.
Okay, all right, okay.
But it's been really impressive to see him, rebounding, assisting the ball, playing on the defensive end, making spot shots, going and knifing and diving, getting to the cup. It's been dope to see, man.
Facilitating is, he's one of their better rebounders, right? He's damn near 6'10".
Absolutely.
Keita has been great for them so far, but he came in and had 12 rebounds against a big front line in the Cavaliers.
On a minute restriction.
On a minutes restriction. Played 26, 27 minutes, somewhere around there. And I want to go really quick back to your playing days. And what was the most severe injury that you had to come back from? Obviously, I don't think you had an Achilles or a knee or something like that.
No, I had hip surgery. I had ankle surgery.
Which one was tougher to come back from?
The hip. The hip was once your hip starts degenerating and the cartilage starts going bone on bone. Even when they clean it out, it's very difficult. They couldn't fix the tear in my labrum, so I had to play 3-4 years with the tear in my labrum. So that recovery was very tough. It was very painful in the hip. You can't walk. There's a whole bunch of things that go along with your rehab. But yeah, if I could compare the two, I would say the hip was definitely more difficult. I still deal with it to this day.
How long was that recovery for, like when you had the surgery to when you really started playing?
Hey, what's going on, good people? My name is Keon Dooling, one half of the Crossover Show. Yeah, I got a comment for you. I need you. I need you to like and subscribe to the channel. A lot of you guys are watching it, and we appreciate it. A lot of you guys are commenting, and we appreciate it. But we need you guys to like, share, follow the Crossover. Once again, my name is Keon Dooling. We need you. So I had the surgery right after the season, and I probably came back like, 20, 30 games into the season.
So maybe a quarter of the way through.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. Speaking to Jayson Tatum in that situation, knowing what the NBA rigors are, knowing the travel, knowing the sleeping in different beds, the not being able to run like for such a long time. I don't think people really can wrap their head around how impactful he's been so quickly with such a major surgery.
Yeah.
Right. Like I'm trying to draw the comparison so people can see, oh, KD went through this, and it's like Jayson Tatum went through what used to be a death sentence. Like people didn't come back from Achilles tears.
Yeah, it used to be difficult to come back from. I would say, man, it's so impressive because one, Jayson Tatum doesn't just rely on his athleticism, right? He's a real skilled player. He's a ground game player, but in his ground game, there's a lot of thrust and step backs. There's a lot of like
jab steps.
Yeah, there's a lot that kind of comes along with it, but he's not just jumping, even though he can jump and he is athletic and he is wiry, but he's really skilled and he's really tall with a handle, with a bink.
Right.
Like he can really bounce the ball. He can really shoot the ball. He can get to his mid-range. He's extremely strong, even though he's a slender build. He's really strong, so he can get to his spots. So I think Jayson he's in a good position right now because, like, the one thing is when you're hurt, you can still shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Right? You can get up jump shots. You might not be able to do
Free
it off
throws,
the dribble.
right, something.
So I think he'll be a better, like, spot-up shooter, right? And so he doesn't necessarily have to be as aggressive because, like, the way that the Celtics play, the ball pops, so he gets open shots. And I think he'll shoot at a higher clip because he has gotten a lot of those opportunities. After he gets through that rough spell when your cardio kind of does sit in on you and then you have to like get that second win. But having him in the playoffs, man, it really makes the Celtics a dangerous team.
And I do want to look at the future of the playoffs with the Celtics, because as we look at the East and the teams ahead of them and below them that are kind of all jockeying for position, we look at the Pistons, who didn't have Cade but lost to the Nets. They were up by 24 points, lost to the Nets, who have been tanking since the start of the season. You've got the Knicks, who just got beat by the Lakers without LeBron. You've got New York, obviously. You've got Boston. You've got Miami's in there. You got Toronto. You got Orlando. But all these different teams don't have that extra juice. The Celtics have been where they've been. The Cavs, obviously, they just beat on Sunday. The Celtics have been there. But all of a sudden, they get this extra juice now. Yeah. Where the launching pad for the Celtics to be the team that comes out of the East has now gotten a lot longer and a lot better. Because when you add somebody of Jayson Tatum's caliber, that changes the game completely. And they were so good throughout the entire season without him.
Yeah, they were. I'd be interested to see what Vegas says about it, like getting Tatum back inserted into the lineup.
I'll take a
like
look.
How those, kind of shift the odds a little bit. That'll be a little bit of a signal. I think the Cavs have gotten, a little jolt, in my opinion. It's taking some time to come together. But you're starting to see Evan Mobley get back more healthy. James Harden had a 3/4 court lob off the bounce that was put right on the money where Evan just kind of. So I still think that the Cavs and the Celtics have made some moves that can make them very dangerous in the East.
So off the heels of the two Jayson Tatum games and the way that the Celtics have been playing, obviously Jaylen Brown has been damn near an MVP candidate. Derek White, I'm trying to remember who said it. Somebody said Derek White was a top 5 player in the league. Did you hear that?
I did not.
Okay, I got to Sean, see if you can find that. A coach said, I'm trying to remember who it was, and I can't remember off the top of my head. There's a lot of stuff up there.
Somebody was an anonymous coach. Did he put his name on it?
I don't know if he put his name on it. I don't remember, but look up Derek White, top 5 player in the league. Somebody said those words consecutively without getting chopped.
Hey, man, listen, let me tell you. Derek White is not a top 5 NBA player.
He's good.
Right? But he's a good role player.
He's good.
He's definitely a good role player. He's a champion. He's a winner. He's a culture shifter.
Right.
But top 5 players in the NBA, come on now.
Again.
Biggs, you're gone too far.
We're looking that up right now. We got the team looking for it. Peyton Pritchard has been
It's been nice. Been
Real
solid.
nice.
Yeah.
Real nice. He's one of the better. I heard this stat that he averages the most points per possession on ISOs in the league. He averages 1.23 points per possession on isolation ball. That's better than Luka. That's better than you name it, Cade. But whatever player you like to play ISO ball, Peyton Pritchard has better advanced stats than any of them.
Wow. That's something. You know, that's rare company, number one. But also, like, when Peyton goes into his ISO mode, he's usually getting to his step back three. So
Or his midi.
Yeah, he can get
He's
to
got
that
a nice midi.
He does. But, like, he is a, like, bucket out there. And he's got, like, that Isaiah Thomas, like, Detroit Piston Isaiah Thomas.
Zeke,
that Zeke handle where it's, like, tight and it's quick and he can do everything with the ball.
Yep.
And he's got a strong build, so he's able to, like, kind of create space or hold you on his hip. Like, Peyton is really crafty. He's really competitive. He's a coach's kid. And it's just great to see, you know, him developing in the Celtics system.
And when you talk about the Celtics system and how they use that as a launching pad to win that title a couple of years ago, it was like, we're going to outshoot everybody from three. And when we play our game and we hit a certain number of threes, we're going to beat you because we're shooting so much, right? And it feels like Missoula's getting back to a lot of that didn't work the last couple of years, but this year has been working for them. And now on top of that, now you add Jayson Tatum. What if I told you that in most sports books, on the heels of these last two games, the Celtics are now your odds-on favorite to win the conference at plus 170?
Yeah. Well, Tatum is that good.
Cavs are plus 340, Pistons plus 425, and the Knicks are plus 450.
Tatum is that good. Tatum is a total game changer. No matter what Steve Kerr said about him in the summer.
Right. What if I told you that on most sports books, the NBA champion right now, so first is obviously Oklahoma City. They're, you got to be the man, you got to beat the man. They're at plus 140. How about second in the title chase? Boston Celtics plus 550.
Interesting.
In front of Denver, in front of San Antonio, in front of Cleveland, in front of New York, Detroit, Minnesota, Houston, Lakers. Like that is big time respect from Vegas for a team that has been good, but now adds this guy, and it's like you're hoping that this will catapult them into the future in the next month or so, him gearing up and getting ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, they are a legit title contender. That's for sure.
From the Cavs' point of view, obviously that's your team to come out of the East. You pick them. We'll have a couple more shows.
Yeah, I mean, look, we got Tatum back. Yeah, we can recalibrate.
We can recalibrate. How do you see the Cavs' lack of perimeter defense? Because obviously when you look at the wings that Boston has, JT, JB, the ability for Derek White to get out there and create, Peyton Pritchard, you name it. Do you think that defensively the Cavs have enough in the backcourt to stop some of those wing players?
Well, in the backcourt, when you make it that specific, I don't know.
Because the front line is good, right? Between Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, you're talking about defense player of the year and a guy who plays good defense at protecting the rim.
But here's the thing. In order for Donovan Mitchell and James Harden to get over the hump, they're going to have to do some of the dirty work as well. And they don't have to be like outstanding on the defensive end. They just have to be serviceable. They have to just be good team defenders, give effort. And if they can do those things, and they're both capable of it. James Harden, low-key, is one of the best post defenders in the game. Like, when you see people try and back him down, they
don't move,
he's very difficult to score on, like, if you're just trying to ISO him. Donovan has the potential to be one of the best defenders in the NBA if he wanted to. I mean, he's got the size. He's got, speed, damn near 7-foot wingspan. He's got the build. But it's just difficult to do both of them. And you just have to be serviceable enough that you can still have your legs on the offensive end while still not impacting your team in a negative way defensively.
It just feels like that's why they brought James Harden in, right? So you don't have to carry all of that weight on you, where you can still get defensively in your bag, but then offensively be okay to get, the 20, 25 points that you need on a given night from that guy. It just feels to me that when those wings are out on the perimeter, it's like they can kind of do whatever they want.
It's a walk in the park, huh? It's a walk in the park.
I don't know about walk in the park, but it's like we saw Jayson Tatum on one leg nearly have 20 and 4.
Yeah.
And he just played a game 2 nights before that he hadn't played for 10 months.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I think, look, if the Cavs really want to go all the way, which I do think they have the pieces to be able to, like, make a run, their backcourt really has to be better defensively. And here's the thing, they can be mediocre defensively and be on point offensively, and that's enough.
Yep.
They just can't
Agreed.
be terrible defensively in
Agreed.
the backcourt.
Agreed.
Hey, Tone, while we're talking about the Cavs,
Talk to me.
Cavaliers head coach Kenny Atkinson has publicly labeled Boston Celtics guard Derek White a top 5 NBA player.
Okay, so it's Kenny Atkinson. Thank you.
Yeah, Kenny. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I have no, look, the man is entitled to his opinion, but
Top 5, KD.
yeah, I just think that, that was a way of him
Was that
complimenting.
gamesmanship?
No, I just think that, coaches respect players who play winning basketball, right? There's a lot of guys who are glue guys who are very important to the team, but that just doesn't mean they're a top 5 player. Like Dennis Rodman was really important to what the Pistons did and what the Lakers did and what the Bulls did.
Spurs too, yeah.
All the teams that he went
Pistons.
to. And he was the best rebounder and considered the best defender, but nobody crowned him top 5.
Kenny Atkinson said top 5.
But Kenny's entitled to that opinion. Maybe that's to encourage his own team to defend and be holistic, like a holistic complete basketball player the way Derek White plays the game.
So another guy that is kind of getting up there in terms of not only the respect for people inside and outside of basketball, but his ability to create meaningful games in the regular season. That's Victor Wembanyama. The Spurs came back from a 25-point deficit against the Clippers over the weekend. And the reason I bring it up, and obviously we talk a lot about Wemby, he's one of the biggest stars in the sport right now. And it's completely revolutionizing what the game looks like from his size and his ability to defend and all these different things. He's making the regular season matter again in a way that has been kind of dissolved and diluted for the last 12 to 15 years, where almost since the big 3, where they're like, all right, we're going to kind of cruise because we know what we have. We're going to cruise a little bit in the regular season, and then the playoffs, we're going to really go full steam ahead. He's playing like if it's, game 7 every night.
Yeah, it
and
matters to him.
How does that feel from like an OG who you saw the game matter on a regular season basis to then it kind of not being that, but now he's kind of trying to bring that back?
I really love to see it, not just in the regular season, like even in his rehab when he goes down with injuries, like he comes back better. He's willing to come off the bench, in order to, get his minute restriction and not disrupt the team and their flow. So the humility that this kid has, the passion that he has, the compassion he has for the game, because when you're crying in a regular season game, that means like you are connected to this. And don't let nobody tell you that there's not crying in basketball. Like I've seen some grown men cry, especially in the playoffs when when you're chasing that championship and you don't hit it. Hey man, listen, it gets emotional when you put everything into it.
Yeah,
right? And yeah, man, I don't have anything negative to say about Wemby. Like the kid is like box office to watch. As a fan, as a trained eye, he's fun to watch. The movements that he has, I've never seen anybody with that size and that build be able to step back or bring up the 3 or walk into a 3 or catch a lob or contest the shot. Dude, he could have blocked the shot the other day and he said, you know what, this might be goaltending. I'm going to actually put my hand down. Like he is like a cheat code. And it's fun to see, man. Like I am a big Wemby fan. Wemby fan.
At some point, there's got to be some sort of flaw. Right? Like, because we're just looking around. It's like, nah, it's not this. It's not defensive. It's not offensive. It's not team building. It's not loving the game. It's not respecting what it is that we do in a regular season. Like, all these different things are great, but it's like, where's the flaw?
Yeah.
Is he just going to be the best forever? Like, there's going to be no damage, no nothing?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I could say that there was a flaw to him, it's still, like getting stronger. Right? Because like when the game slows down and the playoffs happen, you will have some guys that will be able to get under him. And, that takes away from your endurance and things like that. So he just needs time, man. He just got a resume build, but I don't see a flaw in his game with the exception of, even though he's gotten stronger, he needs to continue to get stronger.
I think if he continues to get some more paint touches and paint shots, I feel like that would also elevate. I feel like he relies a little bit too much on his outside shot once in a while. With his size, like his ability to get into the paint every time and score from there is the cheat code.
Yeah.
And we saw that a little bit in the beginning of the season, but then after the injuries, try to drift back a little bit and hasn't really wanted to get in the thick of things with the big boys down low because of that build, like we said. But I'm interested to see in the playoffs when it is time for, all right, win or go home. You got to do whatever you got to do on a given night to make sure that you you win.
Yeah.
I want to see that Wemby who's got the fire under him.
Yeah, I feel you. I just think that the way that the Spurs play, it's a lot of movement, it's a lot of pick and roll, it's a lot of, zoom action, it's a lot of, kind of reads.
Yeah,
they play off of one another. You don't see a lot of traditional, turn
to the
fives
basket,
where
right.
you just throw it into the 5 anymore. Like, one, the wear and tear that happens with that. And then two, it minimizes, it kind of puts him in a box.
Sure.
So I think what he's got to consider doing is that, like, when he's coming out and he's setting high pick and rolls, if he doesn't get it on the lob, he's going to have to learn how to turn around and plant in the paint with 2 feet, where it's not on the block where you can just catch it and go up for your jump hook. But he'll learn that with time.
Yeah,
he'll
100%. And most bigs, that's how OKC was able to neutralize Jokic last year in the playoffs. Put Caruso on him, which is a lower guy, better ground control, where it's just like, all right, you want to try and back it up, like, I'm under you. You know what I mean? They were able to neutralize him a little bit in that respect, enough for the other OKC guys to defend outside of Jokic. And I'm very interested to see how teams are going to game plan in the Western Conference for Wemby.
Yeah.
Because he's such an anomaly of, is he going to beat us outside? Is he going to try and beat us inside? Like, what is his game going to look like? Because it's so versatile. Like, how great defensive coaches, Daigneault, Redick has a lot to come up with, because defensively they are struggling big time. Like, the Lakers, for the offensive firepower that they have, defensively, you look around, it's like, who we got playing defense tonight?
Yeah.
Because if we want to go there, obviously the Lakers lost to the Knicks, beat the Knicks on Sunday. No LeBron, so we had AR and we had Luka. The numbers are saying that the Lakers are better when Luka is on the floor and when Austin Reeves is on the floor and when LeBron is not on the floor. Your thoughts on that, KD?
Ooh, so I'm not going to fight with the numbers if that's what the numbers say. But the numbers also will tell you that backcourt is probably the worst defensive backcourt in the league, numbers wise, right? So, like, the numbers sometimes can not tell the whole story. That's why you have to use the trained eye. There's no team that LeBron has ever been on that team is better when he's on the bench. And that doesn't change right now. LeBron James being on the court gives your team a better opportunity to win. That's what history has said.
I think the issue is when LeBron's really not interested in playing defense at the moment at this age.
Yeah, he can't move like he used to.
And when you've got those 3 guys, who obviously you talked about, Luka and AR being, defensively one of the more easy turnstile backcourts.
Yeah.
When you add LeBron in there, now you got 3 guys not playing defense and 2 guys playing defense, who are your 4 and your 5. How are you supposed to get W's in the playoffs when obviously everything is ratcheted up, when defense really matters, when you're playing a 7-game series? Like, how do you, because when you look at the Western Conference, like, there's a chance that a lot of these teams are cannibalizing each other, and that the Lakers, if they continue to win and be decent, they're the 5 seed right now, but they're separated by a half a game against Houston and a game and a half against Minnesota for the 3 seed.
Yeah.
So it's like, if they go on a run here and they play some easy teams, all of a sudden the Lakers are a 3 seed or a 4 seed.
Yeah.
It's like you need to be locked in, because you have a legit chance to win a playoff series and then go against either San Antonio or Oklahoma City and, like, really try to make something of yourself.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it with a quiet voice. But as long as Luka Dončić and Austin Reeves are in the backcourt on the same team, that team will never get over the hump.
Really?
Yeah, they are that bad defensively that they will never win. Now, we talked early in the segment about, like, the Cavaliers, and we talked about, like, Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, and, like, how they have to be serviceable. Like, if those guys can become serviceable, which I don't foresee because Luka has no interest in it, I could see Austin Reeves becoming a more, valuable player on the defensive end. But with the kind of pay grade that he'll get in this next contract, you know what I mean? He's going to pretty much focus on offense.
Why would I do that if I'm going to get the bag right now? He's not going to be a dirty work
type player. But I just don't see it for the Lakers, my friend. I don't see it for them. I just don't think that team is built well enough, and I think this will be LeBron's last year in LA.
Agreed.
Rightfully so. I don't think that the fan base and the organization appreciates and values him, even though he did bring a championship there to them. And I think he's going to go somewhere where he can be celebrated, somewhere where he can be paid and compensated in a way that he still earns. So I think this this is inevitable.
And you don't think with LeBron out of the picture and the money that they'll be able to allocate to different resources, maybe getting another defender, maybe getting another rim protector, and another big, you don't think that a Luka-led team can get back to where he was when he had the Mavericks, basically dragging the Mavericks to the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, no, I don't.
You think it's over for Luka? The window's closed?
No, I don't think the window is closed. But until Luka stops complaining and plays defense, he's not playing winning basketball, right? And that's a real thing. He's beefing with the coaches. He's waving JJ off. He's being disconnected. Like, he's too good of a player. And when you talk about leadership, sometimes less is more. There's people who Luka are more talented than that will have better resumes at the end of their career if he doesn't have that mindset shift. Now, if he has that mindset shift, it's limitless. There's no limit on what Luka can become and what he can do. But he has to switch his mentality. Right now, his mentality is fragile, and we're all seeing it, and we're starting to notice it. And it's starting to turn us off. Even the media and even the people who compliment him and celebrate him are being turned off by his constant bickering with the refs, by his, dismissing of coaching, from
and
his
it's happened not to JJ. It's also happened to Rick Carlisle. It's also happened to great coaches.
It's happened to everybody.
Yeah.
So, ultimately, he has the potential and the talent to do it. He just hasn't been willing to do it.
I 100% agree with you. And it's one thing to do it in Dallas where people aren't really paying attention, where you're maybe not having games in prime time, where you're playing Portland on the end of a back-to-back at 10:30 at night on TNT and nobody's really watching. So it's like, oh, whatever. You're playing in LA. Everybody's watching.
Tone.
Everybody.
If LeBron leaves there next year and Luka doesn't step up and become the leader and that franchise pillar the way that he needs to, LA is going to turn on him. They are going to turn on him because they have a history. It's the city of champions. If Luka doesn't tighten up, which he can, he's capable of it. It's very frustrating to see somebody that talented junk up the game with the refs. It's play matador deep. He's too good of a player. He knows better.
He does know better. That's an interesting take on Luka. I hadn't really thought of if things don't, and he's 6-7 years into the NBA. Yeah. This is not like his second season.
And we want to see him do well.
Of course.
We all want to see him do well.
He led a Mavericks team that had nobody on it to the finals. He put them on his back and took them there.
Well, I think Kyrie was on their team.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just had to throw that.
Okay, you're right. You're right.
That's Kyrie now.
Don't
be like that.
Okay,
now.
all right. Him and Kyrie and a bunch of bodies.
Facts.
He took them to the NBA finals.
Facts. We haven't seen something like that since LeBron took that first Cleveland team to the finals.
Yeah, that was a tough team.
That was a tough team.
That was a tough team. The Spurs saw them, were like, thank God. We're gonna make quick work of them.
Facts.
Quick, 45 seconds. Bam Adebayo comes
Big
the
Bam.
second Miami Heat player to have 10,000 points in his career for the franchise. Clap it up. One big hand of applause
Bam.
for Bam. 30 seconds. What do you think Bam's legacy will be with this team when it's said and done?
Bam's legacy is still being written. Bam is a guy who's known as a utility player who has 10,000 points. He is more than a utility player. He is a consummate pro. He's a community embracer where he's done a lot of great things in the community. He plays on both ends of the floor. Bam is doing a fantastic job. He embodies the Heat culture. He was potty trained by UD and a lot of those guys who came up from that Heat culture. And he's holding down the fort, man. Congratulations to Bam. Keep going, champ.
Shout out to Bam. 10,000 points in his career. I'm sure that when he started playing at Kentucky, that was a faraway thought. But now he's here.
Congrats, Bam.
A staple of this community. Like you said, a staple of the Miami Heat franchise. One day that 13 probably going to be in the rafters. Not for Dan Marino, because I know they got the 13 somewhere in the corner.
Bam will be there.
He'll be up in the rafters?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. I agree. All right. That was the crossover. Make sure to like and subscribe wherever it is that you get us on Spotify, on YouTube, on channel 18.6 WDFL. We're worldwide now, baby.
Yeah, we here. Let's go.
Come on, baby.
Good job,
all right.
champ.
We'll see you guys Thursday.
Right,
another episode of the crossover.
We out.
Peace.